How's it going, everybody? John Freeman here with Freebook Technologies. I'm the owner, founder, and lead developer. Today I want to talk about Freebook and what exactly it is, and how our revolutionary new investing network will allow people and ordinary people to buy shares in the company. Now, whenever Facebook first started, Facebook was a platform originally designed for college students and nobody else. And when they went global for everybody, they had already had several million people on there who were simply just Harvard students from every local college, from California all the way down to New York City, Boston, Massachusetts, all their locations like Stanford, BU, Berkeley University, in other words. And there it is. So Facebook started off that way. And I want people to understand the gravity of what exactly Freebook is and how it's different from Facebook. A lot of people say, well, you're just being another Facebook. Well, stop being so limited in your imagination and stop being limited to your understanding, because that is not how things should. You have to see it for what it really is instead of what it just appears. Now, Freebook was started because people are tired of getting censored on Facebook. I get censored all the time. We have a news feed on there that gets deleted daily simply because they call it spamming, when it's an automated computer system that simply looks for new posts on our news network and automatically posts them to Facebook. So I'm not sitting there right-clicking and copying and pasting our articles by hand, which is what we did before. Now that is what we use as an auto poster. It's called a social media auto poster, and it posts our news feeds automatically on Facebook. And we are working to include Freebook in that. If the company that provides the auto poster will be able to work with our APIs, which they have yet to reply. Anyway, so there it is. Freebook does not censor people's political views. Facebook will politically censor anybody that they don't agree with. Facebook will, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Facebook will politically censor anybody they don't like. If you are a Democrat and you have a Democrat view, they're okay with it. If you have a view that leans more towards Republican, and especially Trump, they will delete your posts, content, put you in Facebook jail, whatever they can to hinder you from posting about an opponent they don't like. They're a politically censored network. That's what Facebook has become. Now, Donald Trump started Truth Social. Yes, he did. He gets a lot of hate for that, and people are always like, oh, that's a right-wing extreme platform. They said the same thing about Gab Social, which started in 2014. And that being said, I don't want the same labels as them. I don't want the same labels as they give Truth Social and Gab. I want people to understand that Freebook is literally free and open to everybody. Free and open to everybody. And it is more than just a social network. Yes, we started out as a social network, but we have several areas of our network now. We have a search engine called freebookweb.com, which is the Freebook Web. It is a search engine with 125 billion search results in our index. It took us 2 years of crawling Google, Amazon, and Yahoo to be able to get those, not Amazon, Google, Bing, and Yahoo in order to get those results, simply because those are the 3 biggest search engines. Now, we're building our own browser and stuff for it too, but we aren't just a social network. Freebook Web has become the landing page for all our networks. And we have a video sharing site alongside the social network. We have our search engine, which is the base. Our video sharing network, which acts a lot like YouTube and Rumble. We have our own news network, our cloud web hosting service. A shopping network is going online soon. We have a lot of different things. We're building our own decentralized banking system that gives people freedom and control over their money. That does not allow the IRS to tell you what you can and can't do with it. It will also have the ability to import and trade your cryptocurrencies into US dollars when that takes place. We're still working on fighting that because of this political government crap. The Bitcoin is no longer allowed in the United States, and certain companies that we were using, like Coin Payments, was a company that's sole purpose is taking Bitcoin and returning cash, US dollars. So they would take in, you would sell your Bitcoin to them, and they would hand you US dollars. That's what coin payments was. And because of the government control over it and the political crap involving it, coin payments ceased to operate in the United States. And we literally have to open up a foreign address in order to be able to do that again. And that is becoming more of a headache. So we're going to be using multiple different currency conversions from the Bitcoin world alongside the USD world. So we'll be taking regular currencies. It's a banking system that allows you guys to buy stuff and do stuff as you normally would with your bank. We're going to have debit cards, prepaid debit cards. Like, you know how you go to Walgreens and you can load your Cash App card? Well, imagine doing that with a Freebook banking system. It's a decentralized network. That's now included in our network. We have over 122 different services that I'm going to be putting into place, and this is just the start. It took me 13 years to build this. We're launched, we're good to go, we're stable. We have our own little data center down in Dallas, Texas. We have 40 terabytes of server storage space, so upload as much as you want, post as much as you want, but we do have rules. You have to follow some basic rules. No pornography, no scamming, no pretending to be other people, no using anything for fraud. Those are literally our 4 rules. Do not do any of that. Other than that, you can post whatever you want. Now, Freebook is better because Freebook, when you post something on Freebook, everybody in Freebook can see what you post. It's open to that world unless you state otherwise in your privacy settings. Facebook, you can only see the posts of the people you're connected with and whoever is associated with whatever algorithm that they're putting into place now. We don't use algorithms. When you post something, the whole world of Freebook sees it. Everybody on Freebook will see it. It's called the wall. It is public to everybody, which increases your visibility, believe it or not. So let's say you got 1 million people on there. You run a post that's your business ad. Well, 1 million people are going to see that ad because we don't censor who can and can't see it. We don't limit your news feed or any of that stuff. So that being said, you'll get more views on Freebook when it takes off. And right now we have close to 20,000 users and it's growing. But I want people to know that it's open to everybody, not just a political fence. And we don't want any political opinions. You can say what you want, but the company itself, we take an unbiased, neutral view on the world. As journalists, we go after the truth, and the truth is what we seek at the end of the day. So we're not going to censor people's opinions. If you're a Democrat, go on there and post whatever you want. If you're a Republican, you're non-political, we don't care. It's open to everybody. So literally keep it that way. And people were often saying, oh, it's just a rip-off of Truth Social. We started in 2018. How could Truth Social, they didn't start till 2020. So how could we be a rip-off of something that didn't exist when we started? Donald Trump had just got in office when we started building this. And it was online 2018, November. And so there it is. How could we be a rip-off of something that has not existed yet? And I want people to understand we're open to the world. Now, this is the best part. Facebook didn't even do this when they first started. We have a new investing system we call user vesting, which allows people to buy their profiles for $10. Flat rate, lifetime. You buy a share in the company, and we hand you virtual real estate in return. And the virtual real estate is yours to keep, and it's there. You own your profile, which in my book here in Missouri, we have what we call castle law or stand your ground law, which basically says what happens in your home is yours, nobody else's. That being said, it's your opinions, your word, what you say on Freebook will be the same as if you say it in your home. Nobody should disrespect you in your home. When you buy your profile, there are various different packages that go all the way up to 5,000 shares in the company, which helps us grow, gives us the funding that we need to fully launch this global campaign, but at the same time hands you something that you can own in return and say, this is mine. And I will even mail you a certificate of ownership, basically a title. Imagine having the title to your car. This is your car. This title says this is your car. Where all our titles will say this is your profile, this is your territory, this is your area, this is you. This is where you own it. What you own, you can say what you want in your domain. That's how it works. So user vesting is our new system, which you can open up a free account, or you can buy your profile, which allows you to get shares. Now, when the company does take off and we're starting to generate revenue through our other companies like the web hosting, the marketing, the ad systems, you'll get a return on those investments because investors do get returns. So you won't be making money in the long run on this as well. You won't just own your profile. And user vesting is a great way to get people engaged in the network. And I've worked out a deal with Tubi TV to be able to put free movies. Tubi TV is owned by Fox, by the way. Fox Networks allows us to put 44,000 movies on Freebook, which we are in the process of uploading as we speak. Takes us about an hour and a half to upload roughly 10 movies, so it's going to take a while. We're going to work on that throughout 2025, and we're going to add movies. You do have to be a premium owner content in order to watch them, because we do have to pay the company something in order to use their videos. They don't just give it to us for free. So you have to be a premium user, an invested user, in order to watch those movies, but they don't cost you anything to watch them. Once you're pro and you got your virtual real estate, you can watch as much as you want. So that helps us cover the royalty costs and things like that. But that is exactly what's going to happen. So you guys can watch as many movies as you want on there. Go nuts. So there it is. Freebook is a global network being built specifically to combat Facebook, Google, Amazon Web Services, and Microsoft. And yes, we have our own operating system now too. It's called Windows. We resurrected Windows, which was a Linux operating system that existed back in the 90s, and it was founded with an O-U, founded to, sorry, there's a dog outside, I don't know if you can hear that. Camera picks up every little sound. It was founded as a Linux version that looked identical to Windows. Microsoft had a big problem with it. They sued Windows, they lost, and ended up having to pay Windows a bunch of money because it's open source and they can't sue open source. So we're doing the same thing. We're building, we resurrected Windows. And Windows looks identical to Windows 10 but shares nothing of the source code. And Microsoft is going in this new world where they call it subscription services, where you'll have to pay a subscription fee, like a magazine subscription, to use Microsoft Windows. And nobody wants to pay a ridiculous fee to use their software, so they're going to start going elsewhere, which I think will be the decline of the company. It will be the downfall of the company itself. So there it is. Freebook has developed Windows, a Linux clone of Windows. And I'm doing that. People are like, well, why don't you make it different? Why do you have to make it like Windows? Why do you got to be like Windows? Nobody wants to use Linux because they think it's complicating. They're like, oh, I have to learn code. I have to compile everything from source. No, not anymore, dude. You don't do that no more. Back in the 90s, whenever Red Hat was around, you had to compile everything from source, and you had to be a tech-savvy person to use it. Now it's so easy that it has its own app store. You can open up the app store, find out what software you want. You can open up, install softwares that do like word processing, video editing, web browsing, security software. If you're advanced, you can get everything from database software, or you can just get like news updates, and just everything you get on Microsoft you can now find on Windows, simply because it has its own software store. You double click, install, type in your password, it does the rest. Literally, that's it. And I built it like Windows because when people leave Windows for something else, when they start charging it, I want them to be already familiar with the environment. I want them to look at it and say, this does act a lot like Windows. Wow, why wasn't I using this before? And I get that response from some people. So there it is. I built it as a way to get people to be able to move over easily. And I'm going to continue to build my network as I see fit and as it grows. The more companies that come alive, the better. Because up until recently, up until like the last 5 years, there was really no competitors to Facebook and Google. Google bought out Yahoo, and they bought out Alta Vista, which have put them as the biggest search engine on the world. So yes, we built our own search engine to combat Google. We're building our own shopping network to combat Amazon. We built our own cloud service to combat Amazon Web Services. We have our own web hosting company now. We have a news network. Actually, we got 3 news networks. 4 of them, in all actuality, we got 4 news networks, but one of them's up for sale, leaving 3. Freebook.news is the news network. You can find that on the Freebook web. They got our own email service to go along with it. We're launching that soon, where you can register for a Freebook web email with unlimited space. We don't put caps on things. We got the Internet Bridge, which is a news network specifically geared towards technology updates. All it is updates on technology. We own News Binge Media, which I started a long time ago after buying it out from another individual who launched it but did some things with it that they shouldn't do. So that was one of my first news networks I acquired. There it is, so I got that. And then we got Springfield Daily News, which is here in Springfield, which I consider to be a really loose asset, and I'm selling because I don't want to have to focus on it every day. I want to focus on Freebook. And Springfield Daily News is a premium name. So we got all that going and more. And I invite everybody to go to freebookweb.com and explore all of our platforms. Hit the drop-down menu and you can see all our platforms on the right-hand side. Or you can just sit there and use a search engine. Privacy search engine. Nobody's tracking you guys. No more. I really look forward to seeing anybody there. God bless, and have a great, great New Year and a great Christmas.